Okay. I'm super excited and pumped up, guys. The year is ending. 2023 has came. It has come. It is saw. It has conquered. I'm super pumped up because it is literally December 29th. So we have about like what, 30, 31, 2 more days until 2024 come. And I'm super excited because our goal when we first dropped the podcast was to see if we can get 1,000 impressions before the year is out. And guys, we did it. Super pumped up. We did it. This is me trying not to yell through the microphone, but yes, I'm not gonna add the clips because they be a little cheesy and whatnot, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it for us. Yes, go ahead and do it for us. Turn your radio down. Alright, listen, we are here for it. I am pumped up and excited, and I'm sending you some of this energy on this fantastic, what is today? Oh, Freedom Friday, my boy, on this fantastic Freedom Friday. I definitely wanted to get that out to you guys. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much if you've been sharing the podcast to family and friends and loved ones. Thank you so much if you gave the show a rating, if you left us a review. I just want to say before 2023 ends, thank you guys. We are also on episode, I believe, 32. Shout out to us for getting 32 new episodes in on a new station for us, a new show with me being your host. So I'm super pumped up. And I'm just, listen, I got an exciting one for y'all because I can't let y'all rock out the year like that. Like, literally, we were starting not old, but we were starting off with learning how to boost our self-confidence through self-discipline by breaking bad habits and unlearning what we were taught growing up. It is super exciting to write that on a piece of paper, see it, and watch it manifest in front of me and be able to repeat it like the back of my hand, clockwork right now, including when I came up with acronyms for my Lens Queen community. Lens Queens, you are liberated, empowering, nurturing sisters who decided to quit using excuses and started elevating your mindsets through self-love and self-care. Let's go. This is me giving my mini celebration. So when I come back and I'm listening to this show, I want you to know, girl, you did it. Okay, we here to go on, clap yourself up. Like, we are learning how to celebrate our small wins, our victories. And guys, this is a huge victory for me, although it may seem small to some other people. I just wanted to show you guys firsthand what it looks like, what it sounds like, what we getting into for the day, baby. I'm pumped up and super excited. So take some of this energy with you, manifest, and allow 2024 to bring you nothing but opportunities and blessings, baby, blessings. Increase your spiritual journey, increase the cup that you have been literally creating for yourself so you can learn how to pour back into you. I want to say I'm proud of you. I'm excited to see where you are going to go on your self-love journey. You are a movement literally waiting to happen, baby. Like, you are already doing the things that you need to do to become the best version of yourself. And as you have been tuned into this podcast, as you've been tuned into my YouTube channel, if you've been tuned into my show in general, you guys already know you're watching my growth firsthand. You're seeing everything I'm going through. And literally, if you haven't learned any damn thing, you should be learning how to love yourself before trying to love anyone else, and literally taking my trial and errors and making, I want to say them the best the best damn learning firsthand learning project. I want to say, you could call myself a learning project and a learning experience for y'all. So I'm super excited and pumped up. And if you haven't already, get out and go buy yourself a new damn planner. Go get a planner. Oh, excuse my choice of words, because y'all know I'm trying to refrain from cursing and all of that good stuff. So go get you a planner. Start 2024 off straight before everybody who's a junkie, a New Year's resolution or junkie decides to come on and be like, you need to be working out. You need to be getting your business in order. You need to be getting close to your family. You need to be making money. Listen. All of those are true, but in the same token, make sure you are doing the things that you need to do for you, okay, Lens Queen? For you. And my Lens Kings, if you are listening to, make sure you are continuing to do the things that you need to do to fill your cup up with joy. And literally, this next year, the projects that we have coming in line is going to be super pumped up. I am not only going to be teaching you guys how to boost your self-confidence through self-discipline by breaking bad habits and unlearning what you were taught growing up, but we're also going to be talking about red flags and how to target love bombers, how to avoid love bombers and narcissists. We're going to get more into the things that wrap wrap around being selfish. Things that you can do to literally protect yourself and make sure you are becoming the best version of yourself without your self-love journey being interrupted or having to hit that refresh button. So I also have a podcast on that, and be sure to check it out if you haven't done so already. And I'm literally just going to let y'all know what we're getting into for today, because like I said, I can't let y'all close out the year on just feeling like, okay, well, you gotta learn how to develop resilience. Once you get the resilience, because that was our last podcast, you already know what you are in store for, because your self-love journey is something that you are literally taking serious for yourself. So there is no, I won't say consequences and repercussions. There's always consequences and repercussions with the decisions that we decide to make when they decide to be unhealthy. But nonetheless, I know today is a good one for us. And I'm literally just going to, I want to say, what are we doing for today? We're setting boundaries. I'm literally teaching you guys on the ending of 2023 so you can start your 2024 all successfully. We're going to learn how to create those boundaries while lacking self-confidence, because we learn how to create those boundaries and things that we may have been not considering parts of our self-love journey, or things that may have not been on the same alliance with our purpose and our path. But what we're not doing is reminding ourselves of the things that can actually stop our self-worth, our self-value, and our self-growth, like literally hindering us from creating that growth mindset. And if you are lacking that self-confidence, even though we've been working on it all year because you haven't been creating those self-boundaries, today's podcast is going to be a good one for you and myself as well. So setting boundaries is one of the most important things you can do for your overall well-being. And that is why I said I cannot let y'all close out the year without even getting a reminder, just a refresher. I'll say a refresher. You're just getting some follow-up, a summary of everything we've been doing on the podcast. And it's especially important when you lack self-discipline and self-confidence. So on today's show, we'll be discussing how you can set boundaries when you lack self-confidence and self-discipline. So welcome to your daily dose of selfishness, where we are all about the power of positivity, liberation, empowerment, and nurturing self-love and care. Hey guys, and what's up, TFS? It's your girl Funsize, and I'm back with another fun creation. Welcome back to my podcast, Self-ish, where we learn how to boost our self-confidence by breaking bad habits and unlearning what we were taught growing up. I'm your favorite mindset and accountability coach, boudoir photographer, and certified body image coach. So without any more hesitation, let's jump into today's show. Okay, guys, like I said, I'm super excited because the year is almost over. Well, honey, the year is already over. And I've been reading my horoscope, and it says that 2024 has big things in store for me, and no one will stop me from becoming a superstar. Okay, honey, I already knew that. Like, the universe is already telling me. It's in the universe. The stars are already aligned, and I'm feeling fine. So, I hope that you enjoyed your Christmas. And for those of you who celebrate, I hope that your Kwanzaa is an empowering celebration. I will also be enjoying the festivities that come with this beautiful holiday. And actually, 2024, I plan to do a lot of things differently, starting with boundaries. But before we get into that, let me just and go back a little bit, whatever the rewind noise is. I'll probably even add it into the damn note. But nonetheless, what I wanted to say was there is much that occurred for me during 2023, and I know you may not be big on astrology or reading your horoscopes, but I'm going to read you mine if you already tuned into it. And maybe it'll start rearranging your mindset and reshifting and thinking like maybe you need to like start aligning yourself and seeing what the stars, I'm about to say the stew, clearly I'm hungry, but seeing what the stars have in line with you and, I'm saying, your life and all that good stuff. Once you figure out all, I want to say, astrology is big for me. It's always been big because of my grandmom and my upbringing. But it's also helped me in my personal life, my relationship life, and my business life. When you know how the moons are aligned and the phases, everything is going through, and how to actually prepare your mental along the Mercury retrograde. I was about to say Mercury grade, but the Mercury retrograde, as well as knowing which zodiacs is moving through other zodiacs and which house is actually a powerhouse for you in your moon sign and your sun sign. A lot of things, it sounds crazy right now how I'm saying it because I'm not, the professional. I'm not in that department specifically. I'm not a spirituality coach, although I did think about becoming one in 2023. However, I didn't take that journey. I decided to increase my boudoir career and my body image certifications. And also, I decided I wanted to become a mindset coach instead. So, I didn't actually get into that, but it has helped my life significantly. There's also books, YouTube videos. There's a Facebook group about it. If you are interested in getting more into it, you can definitely send me a message and I'll send you guys some of those links. But I did want to read my actual horoscope. And it started off by telling us that, let me scroll all the way back to the top, what each zodiac sign can expect the last week of December, according to like their tarot. So I'll just read it and then we'll go from there and I'll read you mine. But it says, happy holidays to all, and all have a very good week. The week in question is December 25th to the 31st, and it is the very last week of the year 2023. Oh, what a year it's been, which is why it's a fine idea to wrap things up for all zodiac signs with one card tarot reading. Will this week bring us completion? Will this week bring us completion? Are we walking into the new year feeling good about ourselves? We all know that in each of our ways, we've experienced a life's worth experience in this 1 year alone. The world has shown us that we must learn how to turn within to find comfort, and there's very little of it being offered out there. We've seen the plot lines of the dramas, and they all seem to be about the end of the world. So, this when all the good stuff come in. So if all we're fed is doom and gloom, it's up to us to create a personal place of peace for ourselves and our loved ones. Hence you being on this podcast, listening to all of this good stuff so you can become the best version of yourself. Nonetheless, it's not always an easy thing to do, but we as humans are not 100% corrupt. As we've been told we are by the media and by the entertainment we choose to watch, we are more than the sum of our parts. And during this last week of the year, we will turn to the tarot for deeper meaning. So this is for weekly tarot horoscopes for December 25th to the 31st of 2023. And it literally goes into detail for every horoscope individually. So like I said, Virgos, we out here August 23rd to September 22nd. Our tarot card was Three of Swords. There is much that occurred for you during this past year, and as you cross from 1 year into the next, you spend much time contemplating what's taking place and whatever could be the reason for it. This week has you understanding that everything in your life has a purpose. And while you sometimes wish those lessons weren't so hard, you also realize that this is the only way you learn them, which is true. You've seen heartache and pain this year, and if there's one thing that you get during the week of December 25th to the 31st, is that here you are. I'm still standing, as Elton John once sang. As you are still standing, Virgo, knowing your resilience adds to the flame of your newly found power. You are as strong as you believe yourself to be. And while you don't need any more humbling tests of strength, you know that you can survive whatever comes your way. And baby, I did not need them to be reading. That's yourtango.com for anybody who is wondering exactly where I got that horoscope directly from for the week of December 25th to the 31st. But I did not need them to be reading me like that. Like, I had to tell one of my girlfriends, like, hey, yo, listen to this, and let me tell you yours, let me read you my mama's, let me read you his too, so I can let you know how everything about to go for the rest of all of us for the rest of the week. So during this retrograde, we already getting it together, okay? Okay. So I'm super excited and pumped up and like literally knowing all of this. And then I went into another horoscope because like it tells you, it don't even end off by just leaving it right there. It also says, like, let me go back to, let me go all the way back down to mine's, because it also gives us keywords of the week, and it gives us dates. What is that? Dates to remember? I believe it was. Hold on. Yes. So it was saying that the keywords for the week for Virgo is realization, heartbreak, and stamina. And then the other category that I told you it goes into depth about is dates and moments to keep in mind. So December 25th, the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st, which the 29th is today, you aren't going down, and nobody on this earth is going to convince you that you aren't a superstar in the making. These dates show you that you are able to rise above just about anything and that the new year is just waiting for you in positive ways. And baby, listen, I read this earlier, like I believe it was exactly on Christmas when I read this. And when I tell you I could not sleep last night, I could not sleep. I'm tossing and turning like a rotisserie chicken. Like I'm just going through it. Like them little hot dogs at Wawa. Not even Wawa, it'd be 7-Eleven. But listen, I'm literally in my head. I'm in my thoughts. I'm like, I can't sleep. I'm up, I'm asleep, I'm down, I'm back up. The problem was I bought my planner yesterday from Target. And when I bought the planner from Target, my whole mindset has been, don't wait until the first, do it now. Don't wait until the first, do it now. So there's no way I could have been sleeping during any of this. You understand? But I understand now as I'm reading everything and going back into my horoscope and realizing why my mood is how it is. It's like, girl, you hungry. You feel me? You hungry. Like, time is ticking, and around this time, like the first quarter, I already know that be my season, okay? I be listening. I'm motivated and I'm going. But again, that's why I said I can't leave you guys left off right there, because like I said, 2024, I plan to do a lot of things differently, starting with giving myself more self-love, more self-care, more self-boundaries. I want to create a healthy balance within my life, you know? And boundaries are essential guidelines that you set for yourself and others so they can help you maintain a healthy balance in your life. So why not start there? Not to mention, one of the best quotes that like I've heard this year, it went a little something like, what are boundaries? And it's the young lady said, boundaries are where I end and you begin. And as soon as I heard it, I was thinking like, hey, yo, this has got to be one of the most fierest quotes I've heard this week. Like, it literally correlates with my boundaries book. And I have, like, the perfect acronym for the word boundary for you, too. Like, I just thought about that. As a little sneak peek in my ABCs of Having Self-Boundaries book, I'm going to read you my acronym that I wrote out for boundary. And we're going to start with, of course, the letter B. Be aware of what is unacceptable and normalize saying no. Do what is best for you. And know that it's not your responsibility to sacrifice yourself for others. Boundary. Now I'm going to do that again because I messed up on the last part. But it's be aware of what is unacceptable and normalize saying no. Do what is best for you and know that it is not your responsibility to sacrifice yourselves for others. Let that resonate with you for today. And add that to your journal, because we all know that the journey is in the journal. Okay, shout out to AR. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for that quote. AR from PL Doula Services. That's Pure Light Doula Services. I appreciate y'all, my boy. So, in the meantime, while you're writing that in your journal, I'm also going to go over some tips, because I told you I can't leave you just slacking on the year ending so you can have a successful 2024. What I'm going to do is leave you with some tips on how to set boundaries when you lack self-discipline and self-confidence. All right, let me not even hesitate and get into that. So, 1, know your limits. It's important to be aware of what you can and cannot handle. If you tend to take on too much at once, it's time to learn to say no. And also remember, saying no doesn't mean you're being rude or unhelpful. It simply means that you are aware of, I want to say, your limits, and you want to maintain a healthy balance in your life. So there is kind of like no need. I won't even say kind of. There is no need to feel guilty for this. You're human and allowed to experience your own emotions. You're also allowed to express them. Just know that you should be mindful during your self-love journey, because creating boundaries is not all about saying no. They're also about saying yes. And I go into more detail about this in my the ABCs of Having Self-Boundaries book that is coming out for you guys. So make sure you be sure to get a copy of it, whether it's digital or a hardback. So I'm super excited and pumped up about that as well. And you know what I'm saying? Now we're going to jump into how many tips that I actually have for y'all. Honestly, I don't even know how many I got, but we just gonna go into it. I'm lying. I believe it was only 4 that I did for it. So tip number 2, communicate clearly. When setting boundaries, it's important to communicate them clearly to others. If someone is constantly asking for your time or attention, let them know that you need some space. But be polite, but firm in your communication. And don't be afraid to stand your ground. We have a tendency to love others through our own love languages, versus loving them through their own love language. And this in particular is the reason why communication, in my opinion, falls upon deaf ears and get ruled as lack of attention from the one who is allegedly the victim. So with that being said, don't be so caught up in creating boundaries that you forget the relationships that you are trying to build with yourself and others. Because the world is filled with new opportunities and adventures. So, girl, I ain't gonna tell you this, and my gentlemen too, but you need to do one thing a day that scares you. You know, Eleanor Roosevelt said it best. Do one thing a day that scares you, okay? Which brings me into tip number 3. Take care of yourself. Water break. If you're new here, you have no idea what the heck that means. That just means that I'm going to take a few seconds to myself to hydrate myself, and you are going to do the same. Take a few minutes, pause this podcast and this video, and head over to hydrate yourself if you already haven't brung your coffee and wine and glass of water over with your little notebook and pen. And while you're at it, stay tuned to listen to this commercial as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited to announce my new project for you guys. We are literally launching my collection, and it is called Boosting Your Self-Confidence. So I am pumped up. So if you are tuned in on this podcast, I want you to literally take 2 seconds and leave me a rating if you haven't done so already. But nonetheless, if you are looking for ways to create stunning and captivating photographs that will literally help you celebrate your confidence, individuality, and sensuality, then capturing the essence of your beauty and empowering yourself with a mindset and boudoir session is exactly what you need. During your session, I will guide you through your poses that highlight your best features and help bring out your inner radiance. Whether you want to create an intimate gift for your partner, embrace your body positivity, or simply have a confidence boosting experience, my mindset and boudoir sessions is the perfect choice for you. So I don't want you to miss out on this incredible opportunity if you're going to capture your unique beauty and create memories that will last a lifetime. Time is ticking, and 2024 is the perfect time to do it because this is your season. Book your session, get that mindset going on a different level that you can elevate yourself. Book that boudoir session so you can literally learn to boost your self-confidence and learn how to empower yourself. You are going to become that lens queen that is the best version of herself. You are a liberated, empowered, nurturing sister who quit using excuses and started elevating your mindset and nurturing self-care. You don't run from a challenge, you run towards it, okay? I am so excited to get this project out to you guys. This is my baby, and you guys are my baby, so I definitely want to make sure this year is something that is motivating and empowering for all of us. So the best time to do it is now. Book that session. And we are back. You should be hydrated. So let's jump right back into the show. Yes. Okay. We left off on number 3, which was take care of yourself. And self-care is crucial when it comes to setting boundaries. So you got to make sure you're taking care of yourself, especially in 2024, especially while everybody is out here telling you self-care, self-worth, self-love. We got different tools and resources and coaches that can help you become the best version of yourself. So take advantage of it before people decide to hike those prices, because they too have learned their values and their worth. I don't know why I mixed both of them words, but they too have learned their values and their worth. So they're out here, and you know what I'm saying, hiking them prices. And then you're really making excuses as to why you're not getting that help that you needed so you can become the best version of yourself. But like I said, you need to, well, not like I said, but like I'm saying, you need to make sure you're taking care of your physical and emotional needs. And don't feel guilty for doing so. I cannot stress that enough. Like, you cannot feel guilty for doing that. Taking care of yourself first will allow you to be more present and available for others when you are ready, on your time, at your pace. You just have to be sure you're actually doing the work every day and not just preaching it. You have to walk it as well, not just put on a show when you're under the scope. You understand? Like, don't just want to do it because, oh, the guy you're trying to get, your crush, is finally sitting over there in front of you, or your mom and dad is in your presence, so now you feel like you got to talk a certain way, or your preacher's in front of you, so now you got to feel like you got to carry yourself or dress a certain way. Like, listen, be you, do you, be true, but more importantly, remember, learn to love yourself before trying to love someone else. And at the end of the day, this is your self-love journey. So you need to move on your own time, at your own pace. Just be sure that you are actually making progress along the way. And not only just making the progress, but during that process, you will also falling in love with it. Because during the process and during the progress, like actually getting progress during that process are two different damn things. Like, you need to be mindful of that, okay? And boosting your self-confidence through self-discipline will also allow you to master your resilience and build mental growth. Well, I said Miss Girl. I'm thinking of grits now. First it was meat, then it was grits. Anyway, where was I going with this? Yes, your mental growth for future opportunities. So that's what I was saying. If you are boosting your self-confidence through self-discipline, it will allow you to master your resilience and build mental grit for future opportunities. So yes, take care of yourself. And not just physically. That means emotionally, spiritually. And for my married folks and single and doing you folks, I ain't leaving y'all out, but sexually. And more importantly, mentally, okay? Mentally. Like, how are you feeling today? I mean, generally. What are you thinking about right now? Like, what are some things that are going through your head as you're listening to this podcast? Write them down in your journal. Get them out of your mental so you can create that mental space for yourself for 2024 to come in. Like, this is free game, my boy. Take it with a grain of salt or not, but it's up to you. I mean, got a lot of testimonies that'll come on here and tell you, like, yo, like, yeah, it works for them. So it may not work for you, but you won't know until you actually try it. So get that journal, get that planner, and don't just get caught up in the first couple months of the year. Keep going, keep going. Like, we didn't even get to the first month of the year and you already feeling discouraged. Or you got that little bubble inside of you where you're like, oh yeah, well, you know what? I'm hyped. It's a new year. I'm about to start this workout program. I'm going back to school. I'm getting this new car, new house, new shoes, nails, hair, click, clap, bad, big, back. Who that? I got you. Like, I got you. I'm here for it. But in the same token, you need to be mindful of how you are moving when it comes to your mental as well. Understand it? And when you want to boost that self-confidence with doing all of that, yeah, that's going to boost your self-confidence. But like we said in the previous podcast, there are also ways that you can learn how to, you know, be the best version of yourself without even involving your parents. So, you know, food for thought on that note as well. But before I talk your ears off, I got to let y'all get into number 4. So we can learn how to achieve these end goals, okay? Start small. Setting boundaries can be challenging, and that's why I'm saying number 4, which is start small, and leaving that one for my last one because it's the best one. Setting boundaries can be challenging, especially if you are not used to it. And this is your first time on the podcast. So if this is your first time on the podcast, you have no idea what the hell I mean when I say start small. You also have no idea when I say the word smart goal setting. Check out some previous podcasts if you want to get into that, and some of my YouTube videos, because I'm probably talking fast for you right now. But remember, you can hit the pause button, rewind, fast forward, and possibly speed me up for people who are down south listening and feel like I talk a lot faster. You ain't got to be down south. But my family's from down south, so shout out to y'all. So this is how we going to talk. But starting small. The reason why I left that is number 4, like I said, is a huge takeaway for us when starting our successful year for 2024, when it actually revolves around becoming the best version of ourselves, I want to say. And if you are starting small by setting boundaries in situations that are less challenging and work your way up to more difficult situations. Let me just give you an example. For example, you could start with building up your self-discipline and learn how to beat procrastination in 5 minutes. We also have a podcast talking about that as well. But this is what I mean when I say you're starting small when it comes to taking little bite-sized chunks out of your big goals. You can start small by scheduling time to no longer look at your phone screen after a certain time to help you boost up your self-confidence, or meditating for 2 minutes a day where you practice mindful breathing to help you regulate your emotions and control your impulses. But last but not least, when I thought I had 4, I just thought about that because we're talking about the small wins. So I'm going to do a number 5 and piggyback off of that one and say, celebrate your successes, okay? Celebrate every time you successfully set a boundary. I don't care how small it is. If the boundary was, oh, I don't want to look at my phone after 8 o'clock because I've been working on my screen all day. So now it's 8:15 and you haven't even picked up your phone because you done turned the screen over and walked out the room and you actually got yourself something to eat. Celebrate yourself. I don't care if it's as small as you live on the 3rd floor and decided to walk downstairs to get you some water after you had already walked back upstairs because you decided you was not going to be lazy. You hear me self-reflecting? Listen, I'm just saying, celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. It's important to acknowledge your accomplishments and give yourself credit for your hard work. Get a planner, like I said, or a calendar, like on your phone. You don't even gotta go out and buy nothing. And make seasonal and yearly goals that revolve around you and your self-care, such as traveling and giving back to those in need. I know one of my 2023 goals was to travel. And baby, when I tell you, I didn't even notice until I went back to check on my yearly and seasonal goals, how far I've come, what I was doing, and what I actually achieved. Like, I ended up traveling. I thought I was only going to travel one time. I said, girl, travel at least once this year. I ended up traveling almost literally to 6 different places. Probably like 6 different places this year. I don't got the number on top of my head, but I know for a fact it was a minimum of 4. And that was in one trip. So, like, road tripping, it's I'm getting into it, baby. Like, it's for me. Like, there's a lot more than Philly. And I've always said since I was a child that I'm going to teach my kids that there's a lot more than our hometown. And celebrating myself, one of my financial freedoms within my business was to be able to travel. And I wanted to do it at least once a year because in my mind, I'm like, oh, well, you're going to have children, you got to have a family, you got to think long term. So you want to make sure they're able to experience things you weren't, and you didn't get to travel when you were a child. So do it once a year because that's the money you're going to have. And I didn't even realize I'm boxing myself and putting a roof over the amount of income that I want to have. No, I don't want to travel just once a year, baby. I want to travel maybe 4 times a year. You feel me? I want to travel after each damn quota. Like, yeah, I want to travel after each damn quota. That's the type of financial freedom I want to have. So, looking back on my planner and the one that I actually use and recommend currently for everyone, if you are into astrology or want to learn it or get into it how I did, it is a brand called Wave, WAAV, which stands for We Are All Visionaries. Love them. I'm on my 3rd year with them. I started in 2021. Was it 2021? No, I got 2022, 2023, and 2024, baby. Like, I'm convinced myself to get in 2022, and I have been stuck with it ever since. Like, even to the point where I've told myself, if it's too expensive, then you don't see the benefit in it. And every time I pick up one, I look at the size of it, of course, but I'm also looking at it like, what do you have in it? What are you going to help me with? Are you going to keep me motivated to keep opening you? Am I looking forward to the next month, the next week, the next day, the next quarter? Like, those right there are things that you need to actually put in your mindset when it comes to going into the store or online and wanting to help you stay on top of your self-love journey. Getting a planner, a calendar, setting those alarms in your phone are all ways that you are literally teaching yourself self-discipline and how to master that self-discipline and reshifting your mindset to believing that you are able to handle anything. And that is an affirmation that I want you to take with you in 2024 as well. I can handle anything, okay? So let me just go back into that, because where did I leave off at? Because I started piggybacking after number 4, and number 4 was start small. Oh, right. It was number 5, what I was saying was celebrate, celebrate your success. So, what did I say? I already talked about the calendars and the planners and all that other stuff. But if you haven't already, I want you to check out episode 14, which discusses the power of small wins. And I actually teach you how to celebrate yourself more often so I don't get any more tongue-tied on how to get the words together for the point that I'm trying to cross with number 5. But I highly suggest you head over to the podcast, or even if you're listening through my YouTube channel, be sure to listen to episodes 14 through 18 if you want more help with achieving your end goals, so you actually can become the best version of yourself. Water break. If you're new here, you have no idea what the heck that means. That just means that I'm going to take a few seconds to myself to hydrate myself, and you are going to do the same. Take a few minutes, pause this podcast and this video, and head over to hydrate yourself if you already haven't brung your coffee and wine and glass of water over with your little notebook and pen. And while you're at it, stay tuned to listen to this commercial as well. You are a liberated, empowered, nurturing sister who quit using excuses and started elevating your mindset and nurturing self-care. You don't run from a challenge, you run towards it, okay? And we are back. You should be hydrated, so let's jump right back into the show. So, Lens Queen, yes, Had to add in a second water break because our girl was thirsty. Nonetheless, I want to close out by saying setting boundaries can be challenging. We all know this, but it's an important part of self-care and maintaining a healthy balance in your life. So remember to take care of yourself first. Communicate your boundaries clearly and celebrate your successes along the way. You've got this. And if no one told you today, I'm so freaking proud of you, babe. Like, you are truly inspiring and motivational. You keep me going, so I'm going to help to keep you going. And when setting boundaries, it's important to be clear and direct with those around you. So let them know what you need and what you're comfortable with. If they can't respect it, then just understand that they not your people, and that's okay. Like, remember that a boundary ensures that both you and the people in your life know what your needs are so that you can both honor them. You both can honor them. So whether it's saying no to extra commitments or asking for space and alone time, remember that setting boundaries is not a selfish act, but rather a necessary one to protect your mental and emotional health. So you may have to be aggressive and proactive when it comes to facing your fears, protecting your peace, and showing yourself some compassion and gratitude. It's also important to remember that your boundaries don't have to be accepted, but they need to be respected. And one of the things that I want you to also add in your journal for your affirmations and what you can learn to communicate to people as your quotes of the year is, if you cannot reciprocate, I cannot participate. Understand? If you cannot reciprocate, I cannot participate. And it's okay to just communicate that quote right there alone. It's also important to remember your success along the way. Like, you gotta learn how to recognize it, recognize the progress that you made, and give yourself credit for taking care of yourself. And with practice, like, don't get discouraged, but with practice, because this is a process, a lifelong process. With practice, setting boundaries will become easier and more natural, and you'll be able to enjoy a more balanced and fulfilling life. The pain may not be your fault, but you have to understand that the healing is definitely your responsibility. I love you, and I hope that you enjoyed this food for your mental. Thank you for coming to my restaurant, and I cannot wait to show you guys the menu for 2024, okay? I'm more than likely probably going to drop, I believe, like, what's today? The 29th? I'll probably drop one more podcast before the year is out for y'all. I believe, today's Friday, so I got one more up my sleeve for y'all. Episode 33 is more than likely where we're going to leave it off at. I was going to just leave it right here, but if I don't, like, guys, understand, I love you. Like I said, I don't want to get too deep into that. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. If I don't get to talk to you before the year is out, I want you to understand, like I said, I am proud of you. I am honored to be in your life. I want you to understand that I appreciate you being in my corner, in my life, supporting me, and letting me know that this is something that you were serious and committed behind, standing 10 toes down for. So I just want to say, I'm proud of you. I love you, and I thank you for staying encouraged. I thank you for keep going. I want to say that, Lord, while we at it, like, come on in this room right now and move us. Allow these people to understand that anything that is hindering them is just temporary. Any door that you have closed will now be open, and it will be in a positive nature for them to flourish, Lord. Understand that they need to be strong and courageous. Like, to let them know that they shouldn't be afraid because of anything. Like, what am I trying to get to? Jeremiah 29 verse 11. God has a plan for you, my boy. He has a plan for you. And that has literally been my scripture for the last couple months going through my spiritual journey. Jeremiah 29:11. And for those of you who are on a different spiritual belief, it still go for you too. Like, your God is a mighty God. Our God is an awesome God. And I just want to say, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to go ahead and drop in the outro, but I'm just super pumped up and appreciative. I want to say I love you guys, and I just can't stress that enough. So, amen. I look forward to working with you in 2024, and I'm not going to talk your ears off anymore, guys. I'm going to go ahead and let the outro do its thing, but I am saying cheers to us and an amazing year. Okay, guys, hopefully you learned something in today's show, and you're challenging yourself to be a better version of yourself every day. If you don't want to wait for a podcast, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Funsize Photography, photography spelled Fotographie. You can also check out my YouTube channel so you can see my face expressions and put a voice to a visual at Funsize Creations. And if you are looking for more help on your self-love journey, we would love for you to be a part of my Lens King community on Facebook. That's facebook.com/groups/fun and bold. I love you, and I want you to remember to sweat yourself before expecting other people to. And learn how to love yourself before trying to love someone else. And while you are at it, don't forget to leave me a review and be mindful of your journey. Do the work. Do not just say it, but actually do it. If you need an accountability partner, then be sure to get in contact with me via email at funsizphotography@gmail.com. Again, photography is spelled FOTOGRAPHY. You guys can send me voice notes and let me know what you need advice on. I read all my emails, comments, and the voice notes are, of course, a lot easier for me because I can respond right then and there and actually can throw those on the podcast as well. So if you would love help during your self-love journey and your self-care journey, do not hesitate to reach out to me. With that being said, be you, do you, and be true. More importantly, learn to love yourself before trying to love someone else. Get out of here and do one thing today that will get you out of your comfort zone because someone has to say it. Mwah. Love you guys. Later for now.